Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing my full review of the Nicholl Knives EDC drop point. And this is a fixed blade. This is actually a custom fixed blade. But before we get into all of that, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. And let's talk fixed blades. So it came in a Kydex sheath, which I will talk about in just a second. I'm going to put that down and show you guys what this knife actually came in. If you didn't see my unboxing and first impressions, it came in this kind of canvas bag, Nicholl Knives, hashtag custom grinds. This is his logo, and he puts that hashtag on all of his stuff on Instagram. This is his COA card. We got Nicholl Knives, handmade in the USA. So he is a custom maker out of, I think it's Arizona, Tony Nicholl. And let's see, July 2021, EDC drop point. So you can see the EDC drop point outline right there. He also has the EDC Tanto, which is a pretty badass, like aggressive design, almost like a cleaver. You can see that across there. AEBL stainless steel, pretty common steel for a lot of custom makers. I think it's easy to work with. Pretty solid steel in my book. Gray G10 and blue liners. So put that to the side and we can go ahead and talk about this fixed blade. So definitely check out my unboxing or unpouching first impressions of this knife. I go over some good details about it. Now, it came with, do I have it? Yeah, it came with this kind of like belt loop clip thing, which I have no use for, because I'm usually not wearing a belt. But I put a Spyderco, I think these are called the G clips. I put that on, and that's been working. So I've been carrying it like this, kind of this upright vertical carry, which, you know, it's been fine. One of the quick downsides of this, not necessarily the knife, but of the Kydex sheath, is there's no hole here. Usually you see them drilled like 1 inch apart. Excuse me. One here. So you can fit, you know, any kind of clip you want, and it would be a little bit easier to put the G clip on the way I wanted, either horizontal or vertical. But I found what works for me with what I have, you know. So, but I was thinking of getting a like a leather clip slip thing for this knife. Still considering that, but this has worked out so far. The actual Kydex sheath is really great. I mean, he's making these two. Retention is really good. So overall, the sheath quality is awesome, but I would prefer to see some more holes so there's more, you know, more choice, more variety in how you can attach not just the clip that it came with or the belt loop, whatever that is, but any clip that you want. So anyway, let's go ahead and put that to the side and let's talk about the actual knife. So this, again, this is his logo. No writing or billboarding anywhere else. This is a fixed blade. Now, I consider this a custom knife, custom fixed blade. Some people may not. You know, when I ordered this knife, he handmade it for me. You know, this is my my specific knife that I requested. Now, is it to my specs? No, not really. You know, I didn't. This is one of his models. It's an EDC drop point. He also has the EDC Tanto, and you could choose one of his models. But did he hand make this specifically for me? Yes. Did he put in the blue liners specifically for me? Yes. So all handmade, hand ground, assembled. I mean, he's doing everything by hand, by himself. As far as I know, it's just him, one-man show. So yes, I consider this a custom knife, which is awesome. Now, this is one of my few fixed blades. I have the SBR from ProTech, which is an awesome fixed blade. I also got a hold of a tactical pterodactyl. That was one of the ones on my fixed blade list. And there's just one more fixed blade that I need to get, and then I can relax. I'm done with fixed blades for a while. And I'm just kind of waiting on a specific configuration, a specific steel for this last fixed blade. So that's just a little fixed blade update for you guys if you were wondering. Now we can get back into the full review of the Nicholl Knives EDC drop point. So we have a compound grind. Obviously it's a drop point blade shape. The finish on the AEBL stainless steel looks like an acid stone wash, like an acid wash finish to me, but of course that's not listed anywhere. But I think you guys would agree. Acid wash or acid stone washed. Pretty cool blade finish, especially for kind of like a rugged, user-friendly fixed blade that you might beat up, you know? It's not going to show any wear or tear, no fingerprints, no scratches or dings are going to show in that, because it already looks just a little bit beat up, which I think is very cool for this style of knife. Now we have a really super thin hollow grind. Whew, man. Pretty strong, thick tip, flat grind up at the tip, and a nice wedge coming down. Really nice and smooth and chamfered up top. And of course, you can see the crazy aggressive jimping, which I'm sure someone will complain about, but for me, kind of locks in. I like this kind of almost sharp jimping for me, for my thumb, for my hand. I like how that locks in, and the ergos are really awesome, really great for a fixed blade. Sometimes you get a fixed blade and it just doesn't quite fit your hand specifically, but for me, this feels awesome. Now I'm going to get into a couple downsides in just a second, but let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison so you can see where this stacks up. I thought this was going to be a little bit larger when I first ordered this. It turned out to be smaller, but as I've been carrying it, I realized why he calls it the EDC drop point, because it's like the perfect EDC size for a fixed blade. So let's go ahead and get the quiet carry drift out, which is, I think, an awesome size comparison, very similar. And then I also have the VBR on my table. So let's go ahead and get the measuring tape. VBR, I think this is 3.5. Yeah, so 3.5 inches on the blade, 8 overall. Nicholl Knives drop point. Okay, so we got just about 3.5 on the blade and under 7 overall. Fine. And for the drift, 3 on the blade, just under 7 overall. So, of course, the VBR, the overall size, overall length kind of towers over both of these guys. But these blade shapes and grinds and sizes are actually almost identical. Very, very similar. But of course, the handle on the VBR is much larger. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. And let's see. Yeah, so right here we have a larger blade, smaller handle on the drop point, and a smaller blade, larger handle on the drift. So interesting size comparison. I think these are two solid knives to kind of put up against each other. Now, I'll go ahead and get the drift out of the way, and we can talk a little bit more ergos. For me, I get a full 4-finger grip. Jimping feels good on my thumb. It really locks in, excuse me, really locks in to my hand. I don't want this knife slipping out of my hand. If you were going to use this for something, heavy duty, heavy use, you don't want it going anywhere. I didn't do any crazy testing with this knife or put it through its paces really, but I'll leave that to Stasa to really cut all the rope and all the crazy stuff, which I think is awesome. But for me, just some light cutting tasks, and this performed exceptionally well. It was fun to carry. I don't normally carry a fixed blade, but this is just come on, this is the cool looking knife. Come on. But anyway, ergos, very good, solid. The G10 feels great. This kind of rock pattern that Tony does. See it in the light. Yep, really comfortable. It doesn't look comfortable, but it feels really nice. Now, a couple downsides. Number one, Jimping is sharp, like it is actually sharp. Now for my thumb, for what this knife is used for, what it could be used for, I don't mind that. I actually think it fits the aesthetic of the knife, so I'm all for the sharp jimping. But when I got this knife right here on the edge, right in this choil, both of these edges were pretty damn sharp, and it was enough to where I didn't want to hold the knife because it started to cut up the tip of my finger. So I actually made a video on this. What I did is I got this ceramic file. You can get these, I think this is Spyderco. You can get these from Spyderco or online. So I made a video where I kind of filed down just a little bit on either side, took a little bit of material off with the ceramic file, and now, so comfortable. It does not bother me at all. Super comfortable. Even if I give it a really tight squeeze, tight grip, it's not cutting into my finger. The ergos have improved tenfold. Like huge, huge difference. So definitely a downside that it came to me sharp, but with just a little, you know, I don't know how much the file was, $10 or something, you know, 10 extra dollars, and like took me 5 minutes. It improved so much. Now this is just a dream to carry. The ergos are just so good for a fixed blade. So I've really been enjoying carrying this knife. Now, as far as other downsides go, this is kind of a funny one, which I don't know if I've mentioned this ever as a downside, but his Instagram is just him posting knives for sale, or his finished products or whatever, which is cool. I mean, that's what Instagram is for, partially. But I've never seen him post work in progress or him grinding blades or anything. You know, there's a few people I follow on Instagram who show not only, you know, they either show part of the process, they're custom makers or knife makers, and they either show part of the process or they show every single step. And from a, you know, I'm talking as a consumer, as a buyer of the knife, I'm interested in buying one of their knives. That's so cool to see. Wow, he's grinding it on that machine, or he has this in his workshop, or wow, that's how he did that, or he's hand filing the jimping, or whatever it is, or he's pressing the kydex, and it's really cool to see the work in progress. Unfortunately, Nicholl knives, I've never seen him post anything like that, which is a bummer, because I would love, and I think other people would love to see him work on his craft and work on his knives. I get it. Not everyone wants to be that social media, you know, that intense with social media and, you know, posting everything. And but it would be great to see like a picture of him or him working on stuff, or at least grind, you know, hashtag custom grinds, maybe grinding a knife, something, because it's pretty bare. And I thought, oh well, his website will have more info. His website's pretty bare too. So I get it. Not all custom makers are, you know, social media savvy or put a lot of stuff on their website, but it would be awesome, especially because his stuff is so good and these are such damn cool knives. It would be great to see him work on the knives. Just more info so I could learn about him as a maker, or at least see what he's up to. He also does some slip joints, which I'm not a huge slip joint guy, but he does come out with those every once in a while. And then he will throw up some tantos and some drop points every once in a while on his Instagram, so you guys can keep an eye out for those. But yeah, it's kind of hard to get. I mean, especially, I think he did this run, yeah, in last summer, and I don't know when the next run will be. So of course, I'm sure you can reach out to him, shoot him an email. And to be fair, he was actually really responsive while he was making this knife. We talked back and forth. Super responsive, super nice guy. I mean, super cool. But it would be nice to see some of his work in progress. Now, as far as the knife goes, ergos, excellent. Aesthetics, I mean, come on. Very cool that he put this blue liner in there for me specifically. You guys know that is my favorite color blue. Jimping, sharp, aggressive, fits the design of the knife. I like it. Awesome compound grind, acid stonewash finish, drop point blade shape. Really kind of sturdy, beefy feeling knife, even though this is under 7 inches. This is a fairly, small or EDC sized fixed blade, which I think is great. Is it gonna scare some people when you pull it out? Maybe, but it's not like an intimidating size, which I think is a good thing, especially for this design language, this kind of like rugged, badass design. Overall, I really enjoyed this knife. I think it is an excellent fixed blade, and it is one of the few fixed blades that I've chosen for myself. One of the few Knife Standards fixed blades. So overall, really great knife. Definitely check him out. Check out Nicholl Knives. And I think that just about wraps it up. Again, I am going to be looking into a leather clip slip or something else to carry this with. This has worked out fine, but because there isn't an extra hole there and there and there, it kind of puts some limitations on how you can carry it if you don't have a belt. Now, I have, again, my giveaway, just a little giveaway is coming up very soon. We are approaching 500 subscribers. So if you can share this video or, tell your friends to subscribe, that would be great. Everyone who subscribes is entered to win just a small little prize, kind of EDC. I don't want to spoil it, but just a little something to show you guys how much I appreciate everyone's support. So definitely go ahead and subscribe or share. It means a lot. And of course, thank you guys for watching. This has been Knife Standards. I'll catch you later.